So welcome to another episode of Spike Chats. Today we're really privileged to have with us Hayley Mulenda. Hayley, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Hayley, tell us a little bit about what you do today.
So what do I do today? I'm an international speaker and I'm an author and change agent. And what I do is I basically work with different institutions, different corporations, talking about personal development and mental well-being. Mental well-being is something very close to my heart because I've experienced depression. And I've also been in a place where once I wanted to try to commit suicide. So I've realised that it's an increasing issue for young people and for especially millennials and those who are coming from an ethnic minority background. So I now run sessions to help those people to feel, I facilitate conversations where people feel comfortable around speaking about mental well-being, speaking about more being vulnerable about what they're going through. Working with different corporations, institutions, especially with personal development, because one thing I've realised in the industry and just in life, character is what sustains you. So just ensuring that people have the right character.
All this while at university?
All this whilst I'm at university, yes.
What are you doing at university?
At the moment, I'm at the University of Kent and I'm studying sociology with social policy.
Why?
Why? Simply because I believe that there is power in where you speak, but I also believe there's power at the table. I believe there's power in policies. I believe there's power in the law. I believe there's power in government. And I definitely want to be one person to impact policies as well as culture. And that's why I want to understand policies before I even try and go into that route.
This isn't your first go at university, is it?
No, this is my second go.
What happened the first time? Where did you go first time around?
First time I went to University of Sussex and I was studying social sciences. Yeah.
What happened?
What happened was I wasn't mentally prepared for university, and I believe that.
Did you know you wasn't mentally prepared for it?
No, I don't think. I don't know why. I don't know why I expected from university. I think it was going to be. I wouldn't necessarily say easy, but I thought that university would just be a breeze. I just thought I'll just.
So take me back a little bit further.
Yeah.
You're at school now. Mm-hmm. You're about to sit your A's.
Yeah.
Confident?
My A-levels, to some extent, I was quite anxious, definitely anxious about psychology. So I'd done psychology, sociology and media. Sociology, I was so confident in it. I was one of the top performing in terms of my year when it comes to sociology. But when it comes to psychology, I was not confident at all. I was very rocked. I was going through home issues. I was going through a lot of anxiety. I feel like I was actually battling mental health issues at that point, but I didn't know.
What were your results like?
My results were, I got an A in sociology, media and psychology. I passed everything.
Yes.
But it wasn't an A, if that makes any sense.
And had you already applied to various universities?
Yeah, so I had applied to go to Aston and I applied to go to Keele. I got into Keele and I didn't get into Aston, unfortunately. But then Sussex took me in and Sussex...
An interesting choice.
Yeah.
Keele, Aston, Sussex.
Yeah.
Why? They may not be the first names that jump out of the hat to everyone.
Do you know what? I never wanted to go to a university that was quite well known. It's weird.
None of them were in London. They're quite...
I wanted to be outside of London. I feel like I wanted to experience life outside of London. I wanted to sometimes get away from London. London can be sometimes so busy and sometimes so overwhelming. And I just wanted to be out of London and to experience life outside of London, basically.
Keele, Aston, Sussex.
Yeah.
You got accepted by Sussex?
Yeah, so Sussex I went through clearing.
Yes.
And I got into Sussex through clearing.
So you're at Sussex now?
Yeah.
Did you do any preparation for university?
Physical preparation, yes, I did. In terms of the fact that I had gone shopping and I had bought every single pan, every single seasoning, every single book that was needed for my module. All of that was covered. In terms of mental preparation, no.
Have you got siblings?
Yes.
Older?
I have an older brother, yeah.
Did he go to university?
No.
So you're the first person from your family to go to university?
I'm the first. My mum's been to university, but I'm the first person in terms of my mum's children, yeah.
So where did your mum study?
My mum studied in Uganda and my mum also studied here.
So you just got into university?
Yeah.
You're excited by it?
Yeah, I'm excited by university and I didn't have any conversations with anyone simply because of the fact that I just wanted to go. And I didn't necessarily feel like I needed to have the conversation with anyone. I had the conversations with teachers. Every single teacher will tell you about their university experience. They're good ones. I don't think that anyone really told us about the bad ones.
But what I'm feeling is there was an excitement.
Yeah, of course.
You were energetic.
Yes.
You were positive about it.
Yes.
So you get it.
Yeah.
And how did it go from the off?
I think it went off from racism. So I was the only black person in my halls. I had another mixed race person who was one of my flatmates. There was 12 of us that used to share, and I was the only black person. And there was a lot of ignorant comments that were said to me, and I didn't realize that it was affecting me. And there was a lot of anger being built up because of the ignorant comments. I used to get annoyed. I used to get frustrated.
But did you never let it out? Was there no one you could talk to?
Not in university. I used to speak to my friends back from home, and I started to feel lonely as well. I was the only person from my school that actually went to Sussex University. I wanted to be the only person away. There was different of universities that I could have gone to, and I just wanted to be away from everyone. I didn't think of it like as in I wanted to, get away from everyone in that sense, in terms of a negative sense.
Do you regret being away from everyone after you felt angry, lonely?
I do to some extent, but I don't. I believe that even though I went through my hardest trials in university the first time, I feel like I grew so much. And I believe that the growth that took place there was actually quite beautiful. I went through growing pains. I grew in the dark. And I believe that if I had some people there, I feel like I wouldn't have grown in the way that I needed to.
Does it need to be that painful to grow?
No, it doesn't need to be.
No, not
but,
at all.
But
Not
still,
at all.
No, not at all. I definitely wouldn't condone it, and I would definitely never condone growth being a painful thing, and sustaining yourself and keeping yourself in a toxic environment for you to grow. I would not condone that, and I would never tell anyone to do it.
So it started with racism and this anger boiling up underneath.
Yeah, and loneliness. And I would just say being overwhelmed. At the time, that's when I first registered my first company that went bust. And I was 18, didn't know what I was doing, didn't know anything about tax.
Did you take on too much?
I took on way too much. And I feel like I didn't tell anyone that I was taking on too much. I was just this strong girl that could...
Wanting to be this strong girl.
Wanting to be this strong girl who wanted to rule the world, have a degree, take on business, take on the uni life, take on the social life. I just wanted everything. And in the midst of it, I think I broke apart.
When did there was tension?
Yeah.
You were lonely. When did the break come?
The break came, I would say, February 2016, March 2016.
What year were you in? First year?
I was in my first year, yeah. February 2016.
So 5-6 months in.
So yeah, about 5-6 months in, I was just going strong, running strong. And around that time, I had a lot of press on me. So I had quite a lot of PR people contact me. So I was in the Huffington Post around this time. I was in newspapers. I was online.
What were they contacting you for?
Because I had just won an award, and I had won an award by B Mogul. It was most influential, most inspirational young black entrepreneur under 21s.
So another piece of pressure.
Yeah, so it was that, and I felt that because everyone was, this, oh my gosh, this young, I was 18 obviously at the time, so it's like this young entrepreneur, young speaker going around, and at the time I was speaking at universities across the UK. So I guess there was kind of in awe in terms of how I was struggling in university, as well as running all of these, extracurricular things on top of that. And I definitely feel that the pressure got to me. It definitely did, because a lot of people were watching me.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
It surprised you, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yes.
You're 18.
Yeah.
You're heading out into a totally new world, in a totally new location, with totally new friends, totally new teachers, totally new environments. We normally say 3 new things are enough for any person.
Yeah.
3 new big things. But everything was new. Everything was different.
Everything.
And what I'm hearing is no support structure.
No support structure, 100%. But I don't necessarily feel that the support structure wasn't in place. I feel like I didn't necessarily know how to reach out for support.
So when it all fell apart, how did that happen?
How did that happen? It was gradual. But when I started to realise it was really bad is when I stopped going to lectures and I stopped going to seminars. So I just stopped. I just would be so demotivated. Yeah, I would be so demotivated. I didn't want to get up. And then it was when I stopped eating, when I started to realise that there was something wrong. I stopped eating, then I stopped showering. And then my room became really messy. It became really stinky. And no one had heard from me for a while. So I wasn't picking up any calls. I wasn't picking up any texts. And I think a lot of people had just started to think that I was just not necessarily ghost, but I think a lot of people just thought I was really busy, that I wasn't on social media.
Are you surprised no one noticed?
Yeah, yes and no. Yes, because of the fact that I'm very active on my social media because of what I do. I post a lot of motivation.
Let's forget social media for a moment.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about in real life. You're on a campus. You're in a dormitory. No one notices.
I feel like when it comes to my old university flatmates, I was quite reserved anyway. Like I kept myself to myself because there was like not all of them were racist. Some of them were.
And my surprise is that no one noticed.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you say.
Yeah.
And in a way, it's a sign of the times.
Yeah.
So it got so dark, you left university.
I wouldn't have said left. I feel like my mum took me out. My mum was like, this. I feel like my mum was like, this university thing is you will suffer in here if you stay here in this state. And then I'd made a decision.
Can you show us how bad it got? How dark did it get?
How dark did it get? It got really dark. I remember I got addicted to sleeping pills. So there's some pills that you can actually get from Boots. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember I had those pills to help me with sleeping. And I remember it tells you something like don't take anything more than 6 per day, and I used to take like 12. So I wanted that because I wanted to be drowsy and sleepy all the time. I was thinking of overdosing all the time. I even used to have pills and line them up in my room. I used to always take paracetamol from my house.
Are you thinking of overdosing or are you thinking of escaping?
Both. I thought overdosing was escaping to me. That's what I thought it was.
Escaping from what to what?
Darkness to non-existence.
Just not wanting to be there.
Yeah, that was what I want. I wanted to escape from darkness to non-existence, to absence.
And eventually your mum pulled you out.
My mum and my brother. So my older brother really helped, my best friend as well. So what happened is that my granddad at the time was actually quite ill. So my mum had to go back home to Uganda, and she trusted my older brother to look after me because me and my older brother are really, really close.
How much older than you is he?
9 years difference. So he was really, really, really amazing. I definitely would say my older brother was my rock in that season. He would call me from work. And he would do like a 9 to 5, and he would mute himself, but he could hear me. And he would just leave me there like for hours. So he could just at least know I'm breathing, coughing, there. Even if I'm sleeping on the phone, he'd make sure I'm on the phone because he knew I was in such a dark place. And I think he just felt even if I'm just present there, even if I'm not physically there, as long as she knows I'm on the other line, if anything happens, at least I know, or at least he can discern it, or just think it, or just I don't know. He just liked being there, so he would do that 9 to 5, and then my best friend would do 6 to like 1 o'clock in the morning.
They were both in London?
No, my best friend was in Kent at the time, university, and he was in London. Yeah, so I was living with him.
And where were you? You were in Brighton?
No, my mum moved me back at this point, so I was in London at this point.
But it's interesting about support, network, active, close.
Yeah.
It's your best friend, it's your mum, it's your brother.
Yeah.
No more.
I mean, I had other friends encouraging me, but I would definitely say I had another close friend of mine, Javen. I would definitely say it was them 4. Like, there's 2 other people I can think of, two different people I went to school with. But the people that actually made a presence in my life and definitely made an impact, I would say it was them.
How did you turn yourself around?
How?
Yes.
My best friend helped me. Funnily enough, I don't know what I was doing. I think I was I was in a really, really bad place. But I think we had a conversation and I was basically like to her, I'm just tired of being in this place. And I'm tired of being dark. I'm tired of being tired. It was a conversation I had with my brother the day before. So what happened is that me and brother were sitting downstairs and I had pills in front of me. And I think my brother, realised that I was getting really bad and I wanted to commit suicide. And he just sat me down in a really calm tone. He didn't come in any angry tone. My brother was never angry throughout the process anyway.
What's his name?
His name's Marvin. So he was never angry throughout the process anyway, but he was very, very calm, very supportive, very loving, I would say. And he just said to me, Hayley, let's sit down, let's talk. So we sit down, talking. And at the time, I had like a big blow up picture of me in my living room because I had just turned 18. So my 18th birthday, my friends blew up one big picture of me and it said, "Happy 18th birthday, Hayley." And it's a big picture and it's me smiling. And, he just said to me, you see this girl, the one that's smiling, the one that's bubbly, that's my Hayley. Like, that's the one that I know. That's the one that I love. That's the one that's Hayley.
He brought you back.
And he was like, the Hayley that I'm looking at right now, you're not eating, you're not speaking, you don't shower, you don't... And it wasn't to condemn me, but it was just like, what happened? Like,
did you seek any professional support at this stage?
Did I seek any professional help? No, because I had really, really bad anxiety. So I didn't actually leave my house for about 6 weeks. I had contacted The Mix, actually. So The Mix is actually an organisation that helps young people who are going through mental health issues. They had helped me. So I actually had a counsellor, an online counsellor, because I didn't leave my house. And I told them everything. And I told them, when I was suicidal and stuff like that. And if I didn't reply back to them within 48 hours, they would always email me. And they would always contact me in another way rather than, because it would have to be an online chat. So they'd contact me outside of the chat just to make sure I'm okay.
So eventually,
yeah.
You're pulling through?
Yeah, eventually.
How long did it take?
I would say like to get to a proper, like a place where I can come and say I am happy, maybe like 3 months, a few 4 months.
You decided to give university another go?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I always say I'm not here to lead a generation, I'm here to save one. And I don't ever want anyone to ever feel the type of darkness that I experienced.
What were you going to do differently?
One, I would go back there mentally prepared. So even though I had taken months to get myself to a place of, happiness, I would say happiness is a journey as well. I did have my down days and I did have my up days. Mental health is a spectrum. I don't believe that, everyone has mental health, if that makes any sense. People have mental health issues, but everyone has mental health. The same way how I have health, you have health. Everyone has health. But then I realized that some days I had up days, some days you have down days. And for the 2 years that I was outside of university, I was working on my mental health. I was working on my emotional state. I was working on just how I am as a being. I'm not alone, with my friends and with my family, but... You
never sought professional help through all of this?
Through all of this, no. Not actually like NHS, no.
Beyond NHS?
No, didn't do any private, nothing. No professional help.
So after 2 years...
Yeah.
You're feeling better? After
2 years, yeah. I would definitely say that.
So you're thinking of applying again. What were you going to do differently about this application? Because the first time around, Aston Keel, Sussex.
Yeah.
What was going to change this time?
I knew what I wanted.
What did you want?
I wanted change. I wanted impact. I wanted to influence. I think before I went
Did you remember the experience you had last time?
I did, but I didn't have a vision. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a why. I didn't have anything driving me. I went to university, I feel, because of the fact that everyone was going to university. It was results day. Everyone was getting into the desired university. I didn't want to be the person that said, I'm not going uni. I didn't want to be that person.
So what was going to be different this time around?
What was going to be different this time around was my drive. It was my why. It was my purpose. It was my love for the next generation, my love of people, my love of being able to engage and being able to influence, being able to impact, and most importantly...
So how is that going to affect the choices you were going to make about the university? In terms of location, in terms of subject matter, in terms of support?
So I ended up doing something that I was really good at, sociology, something that I'm passionate about, which is people, because sociology is the study of society and people. I ended up doing something based on my greater call, my greater purpose. I definitely would say when it comes to location, Kent is not far from London. So I come down from Kent, an hour max. So I wanted to be outside of London because...
What were your choices this time around?
In terms of university?
Yes.
Essex and Kent.
Only?
Yeah, they both gave me unconditional, so I just picked Kent.
And what was it about Kent? To me, it sounds like their locations as opposed to something you've really researched and know about.
Kent, it was the energy. I loved it. It was clear. It was a clean energy, very good vibe. I could resonate with the vibe there. I'm a person of faith as well. I just felt like I just felt God there. I just felt like I needed to be there. I felt like I wanted to be there. I felt drawn there. There was a lot there driving me there. I knew a lot of people that went to Kent as well. And my best friend's in Kent as well.
So that's powerful.
Yeah, my best
At
friend.
the university?
Yeah, University of Kent. So I'm with her quite a lot.
There's a really good reason.
Yeah.
Different from last time.
Yeah, the way different. I had my sister there. Literally, she's my sister. I had my sister.
Can you not
there.
see the difference that that makes?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably more powerful than anything else you've said.
Yeah. Support is everything. It is.
And you hadn't mentioned it today.
It is, and I would not deny it. I just believe that everything.
Human support.
Human
Human support.
Relatable support is everything.
Not online.
Yeah,
not
online.
social media.
Yeah.
Not your fingers.
Yes.
This is someone who's there for you.
Someone who is there. Blood, family, sisters, friends.
And how has that manifested itself now? So you're enjoying university this time around?
Yeah, I love university. I love the social aspect of it. Obviously, the learning part of it is always going to sometimes be to some extent, you know, kind of draining. But I love the social part of it. Like I see my best friend at least every day whilst I'm in university. Different friends.
So let's have a little focus on what you do. I was going to say your spare time, but it's not your spare time, is it?
No, it's not.
You've embarked on this journey as a speaker.
Yeah.
Okay. Subject matter?
In terms of what subject?
What do you speak about?
What I speak about? I speak a lot about personal development, vulnerability, leadership, resilience, and mental health.
You've got a specific mental health, haven't you?
Yeah, mental health is definitely it.
Tell us a little bit about what you've discovered and what you share.
What I've discovered is that before you can highlight the solution, you must first highlight the problem. Vulnerability is key. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that I believe that if I was vulnerable earlier, I wouldn't have got to the darkness or the dark place that I was once in. And I try and motivate and empower people to see the power in vulnerability.
Because you've had that personal experience.
Because I've had that personal
Gives you an
experience.
edge in talking about it.
Yeah.
It's not theory.
It's not theory. It's not.
But you've done some research around this, haven't you?
Yes.
What has your research shown you?
Research obviously shows that 1 in 4 young people leave university with a mental health
As many as
issue.
that?
1 in 4. But then I don't even believe that statistic.
You think it's more?
I think it's more. I think it's two in 4 or 3 in 4 or even 4 in 4.
Whilst they're there?
Whilst they're there, post-grad depression is rising up very, very rapidly. I know a lot of people who go to graduate schemes and they either leave because they're depressed or stay there depressed, or unfortunately some people don't even finish their grad schemes.
So it's in 2 stages, isn't it? It's getting to university is huge elation.
Yeah.
It's euphoric.
Yeah, of course.
But when you get there, sometimes you're underprepared.
Underprepared mentally, emotionally, because you face things that you wouldn't necessarily face when you're in secondary school or sixth form, because of the fact that you are masked, you are guided by teachers, you have a routine, you have a filter that's filtering you from the wider world. You don't necessarily face racism or bullying as much because of the fact that there's teachers in place, there's rules in place.
Someone's there to intervene. There's a whole
protection.
Infrastructure there.
Yeah.
So you go to university and it's you.
No infrastructure. It's up to you. If you want to pass, it's up to you. If you want to reach out to your lecturers, it's up to you. If you want to reach out to your school for help, it's up to you.
And would it be fair to say some are better prepared than others?
Well, yeah, 100%. Some are definitely better prepared. I've actually found from my own personal study and from my own primary research that those who take a gap year are actually more mentally prepared than those who go straight.
Give yourself time to adapt.
Yeah.
Not from
Going
education
straight,
to education to education. So makes sense. Makes obvious sense. But you decided to speak about it.
Yeah.
To get out, stand in front of people and speak.
Yeah.
Why?
Why? Because as I said, just referring back to what I said, I'm not here to lead a generation. I'm here to save a generation. And you need to highlight...
Can you save a generation?
Can I save a generation? I believe I can contribute to it. I believe that you can contribute to it. And I believe that, I'm not here to change the world, but I'm here to spark the brains that will. I believe as a collective...
Not everyone has the courage to stand up in front of an audience and speak. What gave you the initial courage? Many would say, that's worse than going to the dentist, worse than moving, worse than divorce. Give me anything but stand up in front of the crowd and talk. What made you realise that you would enjoy it?
From when I was young, I've always been confident. But the one thing, the one force, the one thing that drives me is love. Love. I have a big heart. I'm a lover by default. I love big. I love hard. And my love for people, my love for humanity, my love for this generation is what pushes me.
So that gave you the encouragement to stand in front. And now you've got subject matter to talk about.
Yeah.
Tell me about the first couple of times you stood up to speak about issues of mental health with students. How did it feel and what was the audience?
It was hard because I feel like it's not that I was still recovering, but the wound was still very fresh. It was still fresh.
And how did that make you sound? More authentic or nervous?
I would say more passionate, but it wasn't passion that was refined. So sometimes I came across quite rough and raw. Whereas now I can very much like disengage my feelings with my speaking engagement. So I can actually now be quite calm.
What was the early feedback like?
Early feedback was, it's good, but rough and raw. That's literally it.
Who are your audiences?
My audiences at first were young people. So I would definitely say like first year, second years or third years of university, sixth formers, schools. I used to speak a lot in schools. I've spoken in a lot of schools in the UK.
Did you feel yourself getting better and better and better?
100%. With time, with mentorship, with being able to speak at different types of events as well. So I've spoken now, obviously, schools, universities. I've spoken in Wembley Arena, Parliament. I've spoken in schools in Africa as well. I've spoken to those who ESOL students, so English not being their first language. So I've been able to speak across the spectrum. I've spoken in America. So being able to actually engage with different demographics has helped me so much when it comes to my speaking engagement.
So let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Now. Speaking, you're not doing this as a vocation. You want this to be a living, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to earn from this.
Yeah, definitely.
So are you starting to be paid for your speaking?
Yeah, I've been paid. I'd get paid for every talk.
Now, do you have an agent?
Do I have an agent? No.
You're doing everything yourself?
I'm doing everything myself.
There's a pattern here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Doing absolutely everything. You're still at university?
Not everything myself.
Whoa. Let me just hang on a minute. You can defend yourself in a moment. So you're still at university?
Yes.
Full-time student at university?
Yes.
And you're running this speaking business on the side. It's a business?
Yes.
You're doing them simultaneously?
Yeah.
Doing anything else?
I run a personal development masterclass in London every single month.
There's a third thing. You're doing anything else?
I run a mentoring program with my secondary school.
Anything else?
No.
There's a pattern here, isn't there?
Yeah, I do quite a lot. I do. By myself.
Hayley, there's a pattern here.
Yes.
4 big things.
Yeah.
That each demand time, due attention and care.
Yeah.
Too much?
Yeah, I would say. I know.
Yes,
yeah.
it is, isn't it? It's clearly too much.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of person you are, aren't you?
Yeah.
You want to be fully stretched all the time.
Yeah. Ooh.
So let's go 5 years out.
Yes.
You've passed at university. Mm-hmm. You've got your degree. Mm-hmm. What are you going to spend your day doing? What does a week in the life of Hayley look like 5 years' time?
5 years' time, it will consist of travelling, meetings, boardroom meetings, conversations, engagement. I definitely would still be speaking 100%. I definitely feel like I've always said this, I feel like I'm going to move more from the stage to boardrooms, more intimate sessions, more closed sessions. Before I would be quite focused on the hundreds and the thousands. And, even though I had the opportunity to speak at Wembley Arena, and at that time I spoke to 14,000 people in the place. Whereas even though that was amazing, don't get me wrong, that was the opportunity to speak at We Day was phenomenal. I'm still speechless till this day. However, one thing that always gets my heart is intimate settings.
Because you're speaking to someone, they're not to you. The great thing about 14,000, you're not speaking to anyone.
Yeah. You
can't speak to 14,000.
Yeah.
But no.
You're speaking at them rather than to them.
And certainly not with them.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be smaller intimate sessions, what's your currency? What's going to be your expertise? Why are they going to listen to you?
Why are they going to listen to me? I'm different. I always say it. My love emulates my talks.
It's not going to get you in the boardroom.
It's not necessarily going to get me in a boardroom. My experience, I'm going back to university to expand my knowledge as well. I definitely don't want to be an ignorant person when it comes to my speaking engagements. My network as well. I generally would say I have probably one of the most powerful networks.
And your expertise?
My expertise?
What is it they're going to book you for when you come in?
what they're going to book me for, I would say definitely when it comes to mental health and resilience.
So this is going to be that you're going to major on.
Yeah, strategy.
Because you found a gap in the market where not many people are talking about.
I found a gap, and I don't just speak about the problem, I speak solutions, I speak strategy. And I think so many people are so quick to highlight the problem, but where are we talking solutions? Where are we actually talking results? So
now I'm going to push you.
Yeah.
You've experienced the darkest days. You've bounced back brilliantly.
Yeah.
You're as hungry as and ambitious as anyone I know.
Oh, wow.
So nothing's going to stand in your way.
Yes.
What are you doing for support now, though?
As in, for me to have support?
For you to have support.
I'm very, very vulnerable. I would actually say I'm way more vulnerable than I was in 2016.
And what are you doing about it?
What am I doing about it? I have accountability. So I actually have people who check up on me, and I have assigned people who check up on me throughout the week. I have mentors who I'm open about when it comes to mentally. You know, if one of my mentors asks me, "How are you?" and I'll be like, "No, I'm going through this." I'm very open about the experiences I'm going through or situations I'm going through.
What place friends and family?
What place?
What place? What do friends and family? How can they help here? You've got a fabulous friend at Kent University. Yeah, it's clear. Yeah. A brother who's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And a mum.
Yeah.
Now, that should give you some indicators that if people care about you, they're worth $1 million.
100%.
So, any more of that? I'll tell you why I'm asking.
Yeah.
It feels at times that you want to prove something, and you're going to do it your way.
Yeah.
But one of the things you've learnt is support is fabulous.
Support is everything.
So what are you doing about support now? And what will you do in the future?
I'm allowing myself to be more open. So I think before...
So sharing more.
Sharing more.
Very good.
That, definitely. Sharing more, being more vulnerable, and being more present. And what I mean by that is that before I was so caught up in my speaking and so caught up in my business that I'd rather spend more time focusing on my business and focusing on my speaking engagements than actually spending time with people. So I've actually flipped that now. So I don't allow my business or my speaking or even university to impact or to infiltrate my presence or my relationships with people.
In another way, being very blunt and simple about it.
Yeah.
You're a human being that thrives with human contact.
Yeah, yeah.
And the tendency before was to do it all on your own. Striving to achieve it, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But the lesson learnt today is that people.
Yeah.
Talking about them is one thing. Living with them is another.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it's been fantastic talking to you, Hayley, and you're very, very open. You've understood so much.
Yeah.
But I can't help feeling that the next couple of years are the big ones.
Thank you.
These are the big ones for you, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you're not going to do them alone.
I'm not going to do them alone. I won't allow myself to. If there's one promise that I vow to myself, I vow to God, I vow to my family, most importantly, I vow to myself and God, is that I'm not going to go back into that place. I know, it's not to say I know why. I know how I got into that place. I know exactly how I got into that place. I know exactly how I stayed in that place because I stayed in that place for a while. And I've avoided everything that got me into that place, everything that kept me in that place. I don't have that in my life. I don't entertain that. I know sometimes it's hard because we have certain habits, and I do believe I'm a human being, and I do know that I have some habits that I need to focus on and cut out. But before, I was very ignorant about those habits, so I wouldn't necessarily be open about it.
Don't be too harsh on yourself because you were focused. You was focused and you wanted stuff. But what I'm hearing now is balance.
Yeah.
Balance. And bringing people into it.
Yeah.
Hayley, you're going to be a success.
Thank you.
I'm really sure of that. It's been fabulous talking to you.
Thank you.
So, a fabulous Spike chat.
Yes.
Hayley Mulenda.
Yes.
We were privileged to listen to you. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And we're going to stay close to you.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Fabulous. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Last year, I released my book, Spike. What are you great at? In the world of Spike, there are no losers anymore. Everyone has something they are great at. Now you can get it as an Audible book from Amazon's Audible, read by me and the people contributing their stories whilst you're driving, at the gym or walking the dog. Download it now from Audible.